If you've ever felt slightly out of step with everyone around you, like you're watching the same movie as everyone else, but somehow seeing a different film, there might be a reason. And it's not the reason you think. For decades, we've been told that smart people have it easier. Better grades, better jobs, better lives. But research keeps finding something strange hidden in the data. The higher a person's intelligence climbs, the lonelier they tend to become. And science is only now starting to understand why. Let's start with what intelligence actually does to the brain. High intelligence is linked to enhanced pattern recognition, abstract reasoning, and complex problem solving. On paper, these sound like pure advantages. But here's the catch. A brain wired to chase complex, abstract problems often finds the everyday rituals that connect most people. Small talk, gossip, routine social chatter. Strangely unsatisfying, not because intelligent people dislike others, but because their brain is quietly running a different program. Psychologists call this cognitive asymmetry. When the way you process the world differs sharply from the people around you, ordinary connection starts to feel like translation work. A 2021 neuroimaging study found something fascinating. People who felt lonely showed more unique, idiosyncratic brain responses when looking at the exact same thing as everyone else. In plain terms, they literally saw the world differently. And highly intelligent people tend to show this same pattern, which leads to a strange kind of isolation. Not being rejected by the group, but quietly finding the group's favorite activities less rewarding than your own thoughts. There's even a name for the framework behind this. Researchers call it the Savanna theory of happiness. The idea is that our brains evolved for small, tight-knit communities, where constant social contact meant survival. For most people, that wiring still holds. Friends equal happiness. But for the highly intelligent, that equation seems to shift. One large study found that frequent socializing actually lowered life satisfaction in people with high IQ. Read that again. The thing that makes most people happier, being around others a lot, appears to make the smartest people slightly less content. So here's where it gets interesting. This isn't a story about something being wrong with intelligent people. A study in the British Journal of Psychology found that people who prefer solitude, especially in busy urban environments, tend to score higher on intelligence tests. For them, solitude isn't a symptom, it's a setting. The brain doing what it does best, undistracted. The loneliness, it turns out, often comes from a specific gap. The difficulty of finding what researchers call mental peers, people who think on the same wavelength. It's not that intelligent people can't connect. It's that genuine connection, for them, has a higher bar to clear. So if you've ever felt alone in a crowded room, not sad, just separate, it might not be a flaw in how you relate to people. It might be a byproduct of how your brain is built to think. And that's a very different thing. Here's the question worth sitting with. We treat loneliness as a problem to be fixed. But what if, for some minds, a certain amount of solitude isn't the absence of connection, but the presence of depth? Drop in the comments. Do you recharge in solitude or in a crowd? Because the answer might say more about how your mind works than you'd expect. And next time, we're looking at what one bad night of sleep actually does to your brain, and why it's worse than you think. I'll see you there.